And now for the starting lineups. Starting with the visiting Lions of Penn State Harrisburg. At guard, a junior, number 0, Shanique Mattis. At guard, a freshman, number 10, Laura Amy. At forward, a sophomore, number 13, Jada Pettis. At forward, a senior, number 15, Tessa Dolce. At forward, a senior, number 42, Janelle Brown. The Lions are coached by Ross Patrick and assisted by Don Riles and Jared Truzier. And now for the starting lineup for the Knights of Southern Virginia. At guard, a 5'4" sophomore, Burberry, Utah, number 11, Corey Stout. At forward, a 5'9" senior from Johnson City, Oregon, number 20, Jamila Gandu. At guard, a 5'9" junior from Oceanside, California, number 23, Alexis Barnes. At forward, a 6'3" freshman from Annandale, Virginia, number 40, Katie Garrett. At forward, a 5'11" senior from West Ridgeland, Washington, number 41, Shelby Burger. The Knights are coached by Heather Roberts. Good luck for those teams.
Welcome everyone to Southern Virginia University basketball, women's basketball today as the Knights get ready to take on Penn State Harrisburg in Capital Conference action. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones, ready to bring you all the action today here from the Knights Sports Arena. And right off the bat, Harrisburg shooting a 3 but missing. Battle for the rebound inside, and the Knights have that rebound. Just underway, first quarter action in an all-important game in the Capital Conference for the Knights, who are trying to get a big victory at home today against Penn State Harrisburg. They missed the shot inside. The Lions of Penn State Harrisburg grabbing the rebound. Knights, as always, Nash really pressuring the basketball.
Yeah, this should be a really intense game here today, as it being a Capital Athletic Conference game. Southern Virginia being tied for 6 right now with Frostburg State, so this is really a tough game for them. They really need this win tonight to put them ahead, to try and push them to get into that playoff spot for the Capital Athletic Conference.
Yeah, the Knights are 4-7, tied with Frostburg at 4-7. Right now tied for the 6 and 7 spots. Penn State Harrisburg coming in 1-10 in the conference, 6-12 overall. The Knights, after winning Thursday against Trinity, now 11-7 on the season. Neither team has scored here in the opening minute. Backcourt pressure by the Southern Virginia University Knights. Penn State Harrisburg, Amy with the ball, trying to work it up court against Gambee. Over to Mattis. And now Pettis with the basketball. Back to Laurel Amy. Neither team has scored. We play just over a minute. This is Mattis driving to the left side. And now Amy with the jump shot, and she connects for a three-pointer. So the first basket of the game goes to Penn State Harrisburg, and the Lions jump on top early here, 3-0. Now the Knights will go to work. Gambee open on the left side. She'll fire the jumper. Bounces off the rim. There's a rebound, though, for Garish. Up and in by Katie Garish.
We're going to see a big game here tonight from Katie Garish. She was able to take off last game, rest up for this big game here tonight. I think we'll see a lot of points come from her tonight down low, and a lot of steals.
Garish got the steal there on the pass inside attempted for Dulce. And so now the Knights come back with a chance to take the lead in a 3-2 ball game. Stout will fire the 3 and connects. Corey Stout with a rainbow three to give the Knights their first lead today at 5-3. And it's good, Nash, to see Corey Stout shooting the basketball like that because she can shoot from outside.
Yeah, Corey Stout, a very good outside shooter. Unfortunately, wasn't able to score any points last game, but did help out a lot with the assists and with the steals last game.
Mattis, jumper, up and good. Shanique Mattis, the junior out of Philadelphia, connects to make it 5-5. And now here come the Knights in this even game in the first quarter. Alexis Barnes has it. Stout will try another three. This one is no good. Gambie with the rebound. Couldn't get the shot to go. Garish with the offensive rebound. Now Stout. He's 1 out of 2 so far from three-point range. Good pass to Gambie, and the layup good. What a fantastic assist by Corey Stout.
What a good bounce pass down to Gambie from Stout. That was good eyes on the court, seeing the hole in the defense.
And a turnover. Mattis dribbling up court, loses the ball out of bounds. You have to figure, Nash, that the Knights would love to have Penn State Harrisburg commit a lot of turnovers with this defensive pressure that Southern Virginia will be applying most likely all game long.
Yeah, the last time these two met up, it seemed to be that the turnovers really were a big thing in the game, with Penn State Harrisburg being 24 turnovers, with Southern Virginia scoring 23 points off those turnovers.
Corey Stout that time called for a travel, so the turnover that time goes against the Knights. It is 7-5, Southern Virginia on top. Trapping pressure by the Knights. And there's a steal by Gambie, and it's taken right back by Mattis. Shanique Mattis dribbles down the left side, passes inside now to Dulce, and she scores to tie the game at 7. Knights up court in a hurry in an even 7-7 game in the first quarter. Pass down low, taken away by the Lions. Harrisburg getting the steal inside. Here's Shanique Mattis in the open court for Penn State Harrisburg. Again, Harrisburg coming in with a 1-10 record in the conference, 6-12 overall. They've really struggled, Nash, to get wins, and they're pretty much out of the race for the conference tournament. They just want to get a win today.
Yeah, that's really just one thing for Penn State Harrisburg, being so low in the wins here in the Capital Athletic Conference. This is more of a game for Southern Virginia to lose, really, because with this, if Southern Virginia loses today, that kind of sets them back to where they would have to win out, it would seem like, more for the rest of the season. Yeah, the Knights really need a victory today. Mattis with a jumper, and Shanique Mattis connects again. And now Penn State Harrisburg is on top in this back and forth first quarter, 9-7 Harrisburg on top. Stout will try another three-pointer, and that one's good. Her second three of the first quarter. She is really aggressively shooting the basketball here in the first quarter. 2 out of 3 from three-point range. Looks like a foul will be called on Alexis Barnes of the Knights. As Ballum will check in her first appearance, replacing Gambie. 2 team fouls now here on the Knights in the first quarter. Southern Virginia leading 10-9. And the Knights continue with that backcourt pressure. Mattis up court, gets it over to Amy. She drives the basket, too strong on the shot, but the rebound by Dulce, and she scores, and she is fouled. And the leading scorer for Penn State Harrisburg this season, Tessa Dulce, the 5'11 senior, will go to the foul line. She'll try to complete a three-point play after she made the basket on the rebound, and Harrisburg now back on top here, 11-10. Don't forget, after this game, about 20 minutes after the end of this women's game, we will have the men's contest for you. Dulce hitting the foul shot, completing the three-point play, and Harrisburg on top now 12-10. It's Garris with the ball. Ballum will try a three-pointer, and she couldn't connect. Ball out of bounds, and the ball will be awarded to Penn State Harrisburg. The last time these two teams met up, Brittany Ballum was actually the leading scorer for the Knights, scoring 21 points in that game.
That was a big road win the Knights had against Harrisburg, but Harrisburg getting the basket that time to make it 14-10, and Harrisburg suddenly has jumped on top here by 4 points. Stout thought about taking the three. Jumper outside by Butler is no good. And the rebound to Penn State Harrisburg as a high dribble turns into a travel for the junior Shanique Mattis. Gamby checks back in for the Knights as the Knights trail here 14-10. Madison Himmler will check in for Penn State Harrisburg. She's a sophomore. So you've got Ballum out there along with Butler, Garish, Stout, and Gamby. Knights trail here by 4 in the first quarter. Stout will try another three-pointer, and that one is just off the top of the rim, no good. Amy is double-teamed. She gets it over to Mattis for the Lions, ahead to Himmler. Harrisburg breaking the pressure. Getting into Dulce near the foul line, and she's called for a travel. She spun around Nash, and it looked like she dragged her foot when she did that little spin around move.
Yeah, you know, I feel like a lot of it comes from this pressure on the Knights defense. We see a lot in all the games that they play a lot of full court pressure and a lot of double teams, which puts a lot of pressure on just one player.
Knights down by 4. Pass inside, knocked away. Ballum picks up the loose ball. They go to Stout. She'll try another three-pointer and hits again her third three. She must have gotten a message maybe from Coach Heather Roberts to start shooting more from outside, and why not? She's got a very good-looking three-point shot. I know it's kind of a rainbow shot, but here in the first quarter, she's been very successful with three-pointers.
Stout coming off hot in this game, coming out with all 3 three-pointers.
Mattis is going to try a three. It's no good. Dulce grabbing the rebound. It's on the floor, picked up by the Lions. They'll reset their offense with the shot clock resetting. Here's a drive by Mattis, blocked by Garish. And the ball is thrown out of bounds. And it's still going to be Penn State Harrisburg basketball after the block by Katie Garish down low.
What a big-time block from Katie Garish. Unfortunate to not get that ball back after that. That would have been a good fast break for the Knights to score on and take that lead.
Corey Stout, though, 3 three-pointers, making a big difference. And now we got a foul called inside on Harrisburg. Himmler was going to pick up that foul. That's her first, team's first. And so with the Knights only down here by 1 in the first quarter, Southern Virginia will have the basketball. Corey Stout really delivering the offense for the Knights in this first quarter with 3 three-pointers. Now Ballum has it in the corner. Barnes passing inside to Garish, tries to get it back outside of Stout. You wonder if they're going to guard here a little bit more closely around the three-point line. She'll fire another three. This one's no good, too strong. And the rebound to Himmler. Harrisburg working it up court with a 1-point lead. Dale Brown down low to Dulce. Spin shot up and no good, rolling off. Battle for the rebound. Foul called. It's going to go against the line. It's a Penn State Harrisburg second team foul. Dulce will pick up that foul. So the Knights trail here by 1. The foul on Dulce was her first, and again the second team foul on Harrisburg. 3 team fouls so far here in this first quarter for the Knights. Knights trying to retake the lead with a basket. Over to the left side now. Shot clock's at 5. Pass inside for Barnes, knocked out of bounds with just 2 on the shot clock, though. It's going to be Knights basketball, Nash, but they've only got 2 seconds to work with on the shot clock.
You know, people would look at Stout and her shooting game right now and say that she's missing more shots, but really, she's making half of her three-pointers, which is really good here for the start of the game. And, you know, maybe she's the one you want to hurry and get the ball in her hands without quick release.
And after the ball was knocked out of Garish's hand, now they only have 1 second left on the shot clock. They're going to have to throw the ball up towards the basket, and Barnes almost had it. And Harrisburg will have the basketball with a 1-point lead. Mattis works her way up court. Kicks it off to Hemmler. Air ball on that three-point attempt. And Mattis is tied up with Ballum. And it looks like it is going to be Knights basketball. So the Knights trail here 14-13 with a minute 18 to go in the first quarter. Southern Virginia goes to work again, trying to take the lead back with a basket. Almost looks like Harrisburg is allowing the Knights to take maybe that three-point shot, but a pass by Barnes goes out of bounds. So the turnover on Southern Virginia. Rachel Miller will check into the game.
Putting a little too much on that pass right there. Trying to get it over to Penn State Harrisburg defender.
58 seconds left in the quarter. Dario Payne also into the game. Loses the ball momentarily, gets it back for Harrisburg. Pass up court, stolen away by Stout. Here come the Knights. They can take the lead with the basket. Gamby all the way down court, and she scores. 15-14, Knights by 1 with 40 seconds left in the quarter, and a steal by Barnes. Here come the Knights. Gamby jump shot, good.
Knights coming back with that full court pressure. As you can see, it's paying off for them.
17-14. Knights have taken a three-point lead. Backcourt pressure. This time, the Lions break it across the timeline. Miller will fire a jumper and connects on a three-pointer. Rachel Miller from long distance ties the game at 17 with 12 seconds to go. Plenty of time for the Knights for the last shot of the first quarter. Ballum has it. Inside, Garish, hook shot, good! And at the end of one quarter, Nash, the Knights lead here 19-17. We're going to take a little time out here from the Knights Sports Arena with the Knights, again, leading at the end of one quarter at Southern Virginia 19 and Penn State Harrisburg 17. Jim Bresnahan, Nash Jones again back here at the Knights Sports Arena, bringing you all the action today of Penn State Harrisburg and Southern Virginia. First of all, women's college basketball action to be followed by the men's game right after this women's contest, as Southern Virginia has a 19-17 lead over Penn State Harrisburg. Nash, as we get second quarter play underway, Corey Stout doing a lot of damage for the Knights in that first quarter with 3 baskets, all from three-point range for 9 points.
Yeah, Corey Stout coming out with a hot game in the first quarter, as well as Jamila Gamby coming away with 6 points.
And the Knights get the steal right off the bat to begin second quarter play. Here's Gamby down the baseline, off to Garish. One-hander with the left hand, couldn't get the shot to go. Gamby grabs the rebound, loses the ball out of bounds. No foul call, and the ball will go over to Penn State Harrisburg.
Gamby really wanted that foul call called right there. There seemed to be a lot of contact down low, but I guess the ref allowed to play on.
And now the Knights will try to work it up court against pressure, or the Lions will against the Knights pressure. And the Knights get it across the timeline to Miller. Miller bounce pass inside, almost lost it. Good Pettis. Miller will fire another three, and that one is no good. Stout with the rebound. Corey Stout, one of the smallest players on the court, grabbing that rebound. And fouled by Rachel Miller. Little reach-in foul there. So that's the first team foul for either team here in the second period. It'll go against the Penn State Harrisburg Lions. Knights have a 2-point lead in the ball. An all-important game today for Southern Virginia to win. Here's Stout with another three, and that one is almost an air ball. It goes out of bounds, and the ball will go over to Penn State Harrisburg.
Substitution for the Lions. Checking in number 15, Casadolce.
Of course, last night, Nash, men's volleyball successful, beating Arcadia in 4 sets. A big victory in the first home match of the season for Southern Virginia men's volleyball team.
Yeah, that volleyball game was a really fun one to watch. Men's volleyball team here being a pretty dominant team for Southern Virginia.
Camila Gamby just picked up her first foul. Abby Olson will check into the game, her first appearance. Good to see Abby back out there after not playing for a game or two. She is really a spark plug for this team, offensively and defensively, as Mattis drives all the way, misses the shot. I believe Gamby might be called for her second foul. Nope, they're going to call it instead on Garish. So Garish will pick up that foul. That'll be her second foul. And Shanique Mattis, the junior out of Philadelphia, will go to the foul line. And she misses the first foul shot. And here comes Ballum into the game.
Being a big part of this Penn State Harrisburg offense, being their leading scorer on the team. Pretty tough for her not to make that shot right there.
And Mattis got the second foul shot, 1 out of 2, 19-18. And the Knights have a 1-point lead. This is Olson with it. Abby over to Ballum. Stout was taken out of the game. She's the one who's got the 3 3-pointers in this first half. Barnes to Ballum. Shot clock at 10. Olson will fire it up, and it's no good. Harrisburg grabbing the rebound. Knights will continue with that pressure, almost a steal. Amy to Mattis, up court. Janelle Brown's got it for Penn State Harrisburg, and now they'll set up their offense. Knights with a 1-point lead. And a steal by Shelby Butler. Olson trying to go all the way, shut off, she'll back it out. And Barnes will launch a three, it's up and no good. Amy grabs the rebound, and the ball's knocked away, it's picked up by Amy. She gets it over to Janelle Brown. Pass goes over the head, out of bounds, and it's going to go to Harrisburg.
There's some big pressure defense here from Southern Virginia. Again, just not letting up at all as they try to come up the court. And really, it's paying off for them. Penn State already committing 11 turnovers here in the first half.
Knights only have 6 turnovers in this first half. That's really a positive number for them. Here's Mattis with it outside. Mattis, spin move, shoots, misses, got her own rebound, brings it back outside. And a foul called inside on Penn State Harrisburg. Third team foul, I believe, on Harrisburg.
We can move you up here so you can get a better.
Called that foul on Jay Pettis.
Let's do this.
Well, it's going to be Knights basketball with a 1-point lead. Knights go to work with a 1-point lead, 19-18. Pass inside is thrown away by Southern Virginia. Harrisburg will get it on the turnover. And they've got a chance to reclaim the lead with a basket. Mattis from the right side to Brown to the left side. She hits a long 3-pointer. That was a really long 3-pointer by one of the bigger players on the court for Penn State Harrisburg.
What a big shot from Penn State right there.
And Shelby Butler comes back and hits a jumper. The tie of the game at 21. I believe that was Janelle Brown's third made three-pointer of the season as Mattis connects from outside. 23-21. And Olsen will try to fire, and she connects for a three-pointer. Knights are raining three-pointers in this first half, and they have taken the lead back at 24-23.
What a big play by Abby Olsen right there. Kind of looking like a little bit like Steph Curry, just coming up the court and just planting her feet and taking a big shot.
Inside it goes to Dulce, and she is fouled on a drive to the basket. She'll go ahead and shoot two. It does look like, Nash, like Penn State Harrisburg is allowing Southern Virginia to shoot beyond the perimeter, beyond the three-point line. And the Knights have been able to make a few, and you wonder if Southern Virginia will be allowed the luxury of shooting open threes maybe for the rest of this first half.
Yeah, and the nice thing being Abby Olsen, kind of like a three-point specialist on this team, along with Corey Stout, as Corey Stout checks back into this game, which will really be nice to have both those girls on the court at the same time, which opens up more of a threat from downtown.
24-24 now after the made foul shot. Dulce, a 5'11" senior, connects on the second foul shot to make it 25-24. And now Pettis will come out of the game, and into the game goes Rachel Miller. Miller, this is just her third game played of the season. Olsen with it. Passes down low to Barnes, and she's blocked by Dulce. No foul called. Must have been a clean block. Back the other way. Miller pump fakes, drives. She is fouled, and Rachel Miller will go to the foul line. She had a good pump fake there to get Shelby Butler towards her, and then she went right around her, Nash, and got the contact on apparently Corey Stout.
You know, people look at Penn State Harrisburg's record and you kind of look at them and think they're not a very big threat, but this team is a pretty solid team. Just their game's just not being able to pull out at the end, which reflects on their record, but really doesn't reflect on their play.
And Miller was able to get that second foul shot to go to make it 26-24, so the Knights trail by 2. Abby Olsen going to work, lost the ball momentarily. It is picked up by Barnes over to Stout. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Down to 14 of the shot clock. Barnes gets free, misses the shot inside. Harrisburg breaks the pressure. They've got some numbers the other way. They throw it away. Mattis throwing away that pass. Turnover for Penn State Harrisburg. Out goes Olsen. Brittany Ballum will check back in for Southern Virginia. Knights trail 26-24. Corey Stout, man-to-man defense. Here's Barnes off to Gamby. Pass knocked away momentarily, picked up by the Knights. Stout, now Ballum in the corner. Shot clock is at 4, and the Knights throw it away as Stout tried to get it to Gamby at the last second and threw it too high out of bounds. And so the turnover gives it right back to Penn State Harrisburg.
Lions putting on a pretty tough defense right there. Really not letting them get a whole lot of passes out.
Harrisburg breaks the pressure, and a steal by Butler, knocked away. It's on the floor, picked up by Gamby. And I believe Dulce will pick up the foul, pushing Gamby. Well, Harrisburg had broken the pressure. They had the numbers, and they tried to make the big play down low, Nash, and Shelby Butler was right there to break up that pass.
Penn State Harrisburg committing their 14th turnover of the game. Really, those turnovers are coming from, you can see the big passes, trying to launch it up, and kind of throw it like a football, it looks like. And luckily, Shelby Butler being down low, able to get her arms up and tip the ball off.
Dulce just picked up her second foul. So the Knights down by 2 with the ball. Barnes backing her way in, shoots too strong, rebound to Harrisburg. Pettis has it, and they get it over to Mattis. You can see where they really want to have the ball in the hands of Mattis, and she throws to Janelle Brown, and Brown can't handle the pass. Another turnover for Penn State Harrisburg. So the turnovers continue to mount for the Lions. And again, a chance here for the Knights to tie with the basket, take the lead with a three. Canby, left side, out to Butler. Shelby to Ballum, she'll launch a three. It's up and no good. And there's Alexis Barnes with a big rebound, and she puts it up and in. Alexis Barnes grabbing a rebound and putting it back up and in to tie the game at 26.
Penn State Harrisburg coach really wanting that over the back called, but what a good play by Barnes.
This is Miller inside to Pettis, too strong with the shot. Good defense by the Knights. And now the Knights can take the lead with the basket. Stout into Butler, off the glass, no good. And Harrisburg breaking the other way. Mattis trying to pass the ball to Miller, and it was stolen by Stout. I'm surprised Mattis just didn't take it herself.
Yeah, really, she could have probably kept driving down the court and just got an easy layup. Decided to pass it, but
Stout
defense there by
missing the layup attempt. And again, they'll try the fast break. Mattis going all the way, scores to make it 28-26 Lions. The Lions are back on top here, 28-26, with 2:35 to go in the second period. Barnes passing down low. Butler got free, and they're going to call 3 seconds on Shelby Butler just as she was about to receive a pass wide open down low for an easy layup. A couple of substitutions for the Knights. Tui Sever in for the first time along with Suava, her first appearance. Olsen will check in, so you got Olsen along with Ballum and Butler and Tui Severa and Suava on the court right now with 2:26 to go until halftime. Harrisburg on top here, 28-26. Brown open for a wide open three, and she barely missed that one. Hit one earlier. Knights grabbed the rebound. Tui Severa in the open court, a lot of contact. And no foul call.
Really surprising right there that neither foul was called for a charge nor a block.
Yeah, I figure one or the other, because the ball rolled out of bounds and basically a turnover for the Knights instead. I got to agree, Nash. It's either got to be a charge or a block, one of the two. But the no call results in a Knights turnover and gives the ball back to Penn State Harrisburg. Suava trying to grab the steal, working against Janelle Brown. Brown gets the pass from Miller, can't score, rebound Pettis, and we're going to have a foul call inside of the Knights. And it looks like Butler, nope, instead of Butler, it looks like maybe Suava will pick that one up instead. So Lorna Suava will pick it up. That'll be her first. It'll be the team's 5th foul. Jada Pettis will go to the foul line to shoot two, the 6-foot sophomore. And she connects on the first one. Harrisburg with a 3-point lead now.
Southern Virginia really needing to at least tie this up at halftime, going into halftime. Really tough being down. I don't think we've won a lot of games this year.
And there's going to be a travel on Suava as they work their way up court. You made the point earlier that, Harrisburg came in 1-10 of the conference, 6-12 overall, but they're not playing like they're 1-10 of the conference.
They definitely aren't, and they're not really that type of team. They're not a big blowout team as you would hope so for Southern Virginia. Really a tough-notch team that keeps it close the whole game, just unable to always come out on bottom.
Pettis missed the shot, got her own rebound, and scores. Jada Pettis getting the shot inside to go. 31-26. I think it was a warning maybe against Pettis, who knocked the ball away after she had scored the basket. Knights now down by 5, needing a basket. Olsen, jumper on the way. Good. Abby Olsen with a big basket there to make it 31-28.
Abby Olsen has such a nice shot, such a nice release.
And the Knights get to within 3 with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Miller for a long 3, and she connects. Rachel Miller making it 34-28. 46 seconds to go till halftime. Olsen trying to go all the way. Shot blocked by Pettis. And they're going to say Harrisburg ball. It must have hit maybe Olsen on the way out of bounds. So now the Knights trail by 6, and this has been their biggest deficit of the first half.
We talked about the Southern Virginia defense and how much pressure they put on Penn State. But it kind of leaves open some holes, as we can see with Rachel Miller connecting on 2 big-time threes so far.
But that defensive pressure by the Knights resulting in that turnover right there for Harrisburg. So the Knights have the ball down by 6 with 37 seconds to go till halftime. Barnes passing over to Suavitz, or make that Tuisaver, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch, though, by the Lions. So it's still Knights basketball with 21 on the shot clock and 30.7 on the game clock. Knights would love to close this 6-point deficit a little closer before halftime. Trying to get it down low, and the shot from outside by Garish from the foul line's no good. Rebound to Harrisburg. They've got 18 seconds to work with, barring a turnover. They get it over to Pettis. Over to Miller for a 3, and it's an air ball, but the rebound comes away to Harrisburg, and they missed the shot. Pettis scores with 7 seconds to go. 36-28. And Ballum, will she get the shot? No, she is called for a travel with 1 second to go until halftime.
That's really tough right there, getting that call, because she ended up making that 3, which would have cut the lead down to 5 going into halftime. But instead, the Knights would most likely be down 8 going into halftime now.
And Brown couldn't get the shot off at the buzzer. Tuisaver with the block. And fortunately, she got ball and not opposing player, because that's the last thing you want to have happen, Nash, with 1 second to go, a foul on a 3-point shot.
That would be tough for Southern Virginia, especially being down 8 going into halftime. It's just going to be really tough coming back out. Hopefully Coach Roberts has some good things to say to her girls and get them back to getting on a roll. Hopefully we see a more big shot from Corey Stout and Abby Olsen.
That's really been the difference right now. The Knights have been able to force a lot of turnovers, and they've been able to hit from outside. Corey Stout with those 3 3-pointers. They just haven't really been able to get their inside game with Shelby Butler and Katie Garish really on track so far. So the Knights will obviously try to get that inside game going maybe in the second half, and if they can, perhaps they can mount the comeback, because right now they're down by 8.
Yeah, hopefully we see a big game from Shelby Butler too, as she's playing good down low, getting a lot of steals. Should be a good rest of the game though, Jim. I expect a big game out of Southern Virginia. This is really a key win. I think Coach Roberts will push that here at halftime, that this is a must-win game. The team really needs to get this win to push themselves into the playoffs in Capital Athletic Conference.
So again, we're at halftime, and again, your halftime score is Penn State 36, Penn State Harrisburg on top, 36-28 over Southern Virginia. We'll take a break here from the Knight Sports Arena.
All right, everybody, we're getting ready to do the halftime shootout. Our today's contestant is Gucci Shaw. Gucci Shaw. All right, Gucci Shaw. You know how this works. You're going to shoot a layup. You make it, you get a gift card. Then we're going to shoot free throw. You make it, you get a gift card. Then we go to 3-point line. You make it, gift card. Then we go on to half court. If you make the half court shot, you will win pizza from Papa John's for the rest of this semester. Wow. All right? Free pizza. All right, man. Let's clap Gucci Sean on. Here's the layup. All right, that's one gift card. All right, free throw. Oh, all right. All right, 3-point shot. Gucci Sean for 3. Oh! All right, here we go. This is the grand prize right here. Half court shot for free pizza for the rest of the semester. Just clap him on. It's up. Oh! Front of the rim. Gucci Sean. How about a big round of applause? The winner of 2 gift card. All right, go Knights.
Welcome back to the Knight Sports Arena. I'm Jim Bresnahan, joined by Nash Jones, bringing you all the action again to this afternoon of the Southern Virginia women's ball team against the Penn State Harrisburg Lions. And at halftime right now, it is Penn State Harrisburg on top 36-28. And Nash, you look at the numbers, one number really leaps out. It's the rebounding edge that Penn State Harrisburg has right now. They have 22 rebounds, just 9 rebounds for the Knights. The Knights have 12 turnovers. They forced 17 turnovers for Penn State Harrisburg in that first half. But again, Penn State Harrisburg with that big rebounding edge of 22-9 over Southern Virginia.
Yeah, usually it's kind of a big thing for Southern Virginia. Usually they'll have a lot more turnovers going into halftime at this point, but they really put the pressure on Penn State Harrisburg. As we've seen throughout this game, they'll put those double teams on coming up the court, which really causes Penn State to get big passes, trying to throw it down the court, which results in a steal for Southern Virginia when Southern Virginia has 8 steals going into halftime.
Yep.
So really that's a big part for them. Another big part would be the three-point shooting from Corey Stout and Abby Olson.
The other flip side is the Knights just really haven't been able to get their inside game going so far. Shelby Butler, Katie Garish, you can, in past games, count on them being in double digits for scoring, and Penn State Harrisburg has really dominated inside, at least in the first half.
Yeah, and it shows off with those offensive rebounds, too, for our team, Southern Virginia, with only 5 offensive rebounds. We see Penn State having 13 defensive rebounds. So really just getting up and getting that ball away from Southern Virginia. But really this should be a pretty good half again, as we saw in the first half. Hopefully Southern Virginia can just work their game down low a little better.
Garish only had 4 points in that first half. Butler only had 2 points in the first half. So the Knights start the third quarter with the basketball. Again, trailing here, 36-28. And Barnes, left side. They're giving her the three-pointer. Doesn't take it. Stout, outside, long jumper, up and good for Corey Stout. That will be her 11th point of the game, 36-30. And now comes that backcourt pressure by Penn State Harrisburg. Mattis breaks the pressure, tries to go all the way. Down low, pass knocked away on the floor, picked up by Mattis, and she can't score inside. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be Harrisburg basketball with 15 on the shot clock.
Such a big time block there by Garish, kind of just putting her hand on top of the ball and pushing it down.
36-30 is your score. 9:17 to go here in the third quarter. Brown inbounding for the Lions. Gets it into Golte. Now Brown with it again. There's a steal inside, bad pass. Barnes gets the steal. She tries to go all the way. Ball knocked away by Mattis, and Mattis will pick up the foul call.
Mattis really upset with that call, as she thought she got all ball on that one.
That's her first foul. First team foul against Penn State Harrisburg here in the third quarter. It's 36-30. Inbounds to Butler. Shot is good by Shelby Butler to make it 36-32.
I think if Southern Virginia is going to cut this lead down, that's how they're going to do it. They're going to get it down low to Shelby, get her off the glass.
Mattis will try a three. It's no good. The rebound, Barnes. Knights with a good beginning here in the third quarter. Down by 4 now. Into Butler. Shot good.
Another good shot by Butler, making that her 6th point, the second basket of the half for Southern Virginia.
36-34, a good 6-0 run to begin the third quarter here, Nash, and that's exactly what the Knights were hoping for, a good start to get the second half underway, and they have cut what was an 8-point deficit all the way down to 2. An 8-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg at halftime has been shaved down to 2 at 36-34. So 8:29 to go here in the third quarter, and the Knights have cut this ball game down to a 2-point deficit. We mentioned the Knights really need this victory today. They are 4-7 in the conference. Frostburg at 4-7. They play at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Both those teams were tied for 6. Salisbury right ahead of them in 5th place at 5-6. Then you got the top 4 of Marymount, Christopher Newport, York, and then Mary Washington. Marymount 11-0 in the conference, undefeated. They're the number 1 team in the conference. They'll be playing here Wednesday against Southern Virginia at Southern Virginia.
That'd be a really good game for Southern Virginia to win, as they could have a chance to shock the conference, really, and push themselves back into the playoff run.
Harrisburg breaks the pressure. Mattis with it outside, passes down low to Dulce, and they call her for a travel. The turnover will give the ball back to Southern Virginia with 8:16 to go in the 3rd quarter, and now the Knights can take the lead if they can hit a 3. Pass down low, knocked away by Pettis, a tie-up. And the possession arrow is going to favor Harrisburg, so they're going to get it. Knights only trail by 2 here. Harrisburg working it up court, and a steal by Barnes. Barnes will go all the way for the layup. Barnes ties the game at 36.
Barnes has such nice eyes. Seeing that ball, she knew before they passed it that ball was coming to her, and she jumped on that real fast. Easy to get that layup and get this game back tied.
Canby just picking up her 2nd foul, non-shooting foul, so Harrisburg will take it out of bounds. And the Knights on an 8-0 run to start this 3rd quarter have tied the game at 36. Amy with the ball, off to Pettis, now back to Amy. Harrisburg works it from left to right. Over to Janelle Brown for a foul line jumper, no good. Long rebound, it comes out to Brown. She passes inside to Dulce, and no good on that shot, but another offensive rebound. Now Amy will try a 3-pointer, it's no good, and another offensive rebound to Janelle Brown.
Really, and this is what we were saying at halftime that's been hurting Southern Virginia, is these rebounds.
Mattis with a step-back jumper, and she connects to finally give Harrisburg a basket here in the 2nd half. It's 38-36. Lions back on top by 2. Stout, jumper on the way, no good. Butler grabbing the rebound. Now Barnes. And inside to Butler, back to Stout. The Knights can take the lead with a 3-pointer. Call inside will go against Southern Virginia. Looks like it might have been a 3-second call. And so Harrisburg now with a 2-point lead, and Penn State Harrisburg has the basketball. And a steal by Stout momentarily. The ball knocked away, picked up by Miller of Harrisburg. Boy, Tori Stout almost had an easy layup after a steal. Amy with the ball. Over to Mattis, down low, Pettis. And the ball knocked away. Good defense by Garish. Katie Garish getting the block. And now the Knights work it up court. Barnes passing inside. Almost knocked away by the Lions. Picked up by the Knights. Stout works into the paint. Now works back out to Barnes. And she can give the lead with a 3. It's no good on that jump shot. And Pettis loses the ball momentarily. Picks it back up. They're really letting him play here in the 3rd quarter. Ball loose. Jump ball. Possession arrow, I believe, will favor the Knights this time.
Really good pressure there by Southern Virginia, kind of surrounding her. Four girls around her. Garish able to get a hand on that ball and get the jump ball, which comes back to Southern Virginia.
38-36. Knights within 2. Stout. Passes down low to Butler. Butler, I think, is going to be called for a walk in the paint. She is called for a travel, so the ball will go back over to Penn State Harrisburg. Knights continuing to try to work that pressure and force a turnover. Miller gets it over to Mattis. Up court to Amy. She goes way over to Miller for a 3-pointer. No good. Air ball rebound. Mattis missed the shot. Gamby grabs the rebound. Ahead to Barnes. Barnes trying to go all the way for the layup, and she scores, and she's fouled. And a chance at a three-point play for Alexis Barnes. She can give the Knights the lead back with a foul shot.
This is going to be huge right here as she goes out to the charity strike. Really, Southern Virginia needs this basket right here. Hopefully that will spark a pretty big run for them and kind of take this game away as we're tied here with only 5:28 left in the third.
38-38 is your score. And looks like a violation will avert the free throw for Barnes. And as a result, the game will stay tied at 38. Miller breaks the pressure. Rachel Miller gets it up court across the timeline. And now in a tied game, Harrisburg will try to take the lead back. Pass inside. Dulce wasn't expecting that pass and lost it. Barnes inside. Garish scores. Knights back on top 40-38.
Big time shot there by Garish, taking the lead away.
Now we'll see how the Lions respond. Mattis trying to go all the way. Behind the back pass to Miller. She wasn't expecting that pass. Gets it outside to Amy for the jumper, and she connects for a three-pointer. Laurel Amy, the freshman from Thompsontown, Pennsylvania. Gamby the other way out of control. Can't get the shot to go. And they call a foul inside on Harrisburg. So Gamby will go to the foul line to shoot two. 41-40. Harrisburg with the 1-point lead. And that foul was called on Dulce. That's going to be her third foul. .4:37 to go here in the third quarter. 41-40. So Gamby will shoot two, trying to give the Knights the lead back with 4:37 to go in the quarter. And she misses the first one. A couple of substitutions into the game. Hemler and Brown replacing Pettis and Dulce for the Lions. Knights can still tie with this foul shot.
Hey, shake it up, direct the two.
And it's now 41 all. Knights will go with that backcourt pressure, hoping to get another turnover. Mattis gets the inbound pass, works her way through all the traffic, and passes down low. The shot is blocked by Miller. Garish getting the block. And out of bounds is Penn State Harrisburg, and so the ball will go over to Southern Virginia.
Southern Virginia having 3 blocks here in this game, and all 3 blocks coming from Garish.
Gamby quickly back into the game, replacing Alexis Barnes. Knights will try to take the lead in a 41-41 game. Butler off to Ballum, into Garish, ball knocked away, and Harrisburg grabs it. And I think Katie Garish just picked up the foul. That would be her third foul on Katie Garish. See if she stays in the game.
If she stays in the game, she's going to have to be really careful here. Only being 4 minutes left in the third, got to play a whole nother quarter.
Mattis works it up court to Hemler. Almost lost the ball. She did lose the ball. Picked up by the Knights. Knights can take the lead with the basket. Goes outside the Butler. Jumper. Rims out. Tough miss there. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be Lions basketball with 3:45 to go. Caitlin Kosovac is into the game, a 5'6" freshman. That'll be her first appearance today. Abby Olson will see her first appearance of the second half, replacing Corey Stout. Knights trying to get a turnover, and Mattis trying to get it across the timeline, and she does. Pass comes down low to Pettis. And a foul is going to be called inside instead on the Knights. Garish just picking up her fourth foul, and she'll come out of the game, and Butler will replace her.
I think Garish will probably be down for the rest of the quarters. They'll probably want to save her till the fourth quarter.
Yeah, she might miss maybe a few minutes in the fourth quarter as well. Maybe in an effort to get her into the game for the closing minutes of the fourth quarter if this is still a close game. Mattis inbounds. It's all tied at 41. Mattis spins, shoots a three, no good. Rebound, up and in. Amy grabbing the rebound, Laurel Amy, and she scores to make it 43-41. Olsen the other way. Now here is Butler off the Ballum. Pass inside, knocked away, and Janelle Brown over the back of Barnes will pick up that foul call. Harrisburg 43, Knights 41. This has all the makings, Nash, of a game that's going to go down to maybe the final few seconds.
It probably most likely will be, as this game's pretty tight already.
Olsen, outside jumper, good! She ties the game at 43. Harrisburg working up court against pressure. Amy, cross-court pass. They get it to Mattis.
Those cross-court passes are really what Southern Virginia needs to get out of Penn State Harrisburg. Those are the type of passes that get the big steals, as we see right there.
Good defense there by Butler to steal the ball. And stolen right back by Mattis. Mattis 2-on-1 break. She goes all the way for the layup and misses it. Rebound to Ballum. And Olsen the other way with a jumper. She can't hit. And Amy is all by herself down court. She'll grab the pass and lay it up, and just got that to go. 45-43. And we're now down to 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Stay back. Help me, Jay. Help him, Katie.
Barnes will try a jumper. It's no good. And the rebound comes away to Harrisburg. They've got a 3-on-1 break. Janelle Brown's going to try a long three. It's an air ball, but the rebound is put back up and in by Laurel Amy, and she is fouled. Amy, the freshman, getting the rebound and scoring. And she has given her team a 47-43 lead. That time it was simply a matter of the 5'5" freshman being in the right place at the right time. That three-pointer by Brown was a terrible miss, but it went right off the backboard, right into the hands of the freshman.
Southern Virginia just looking for that spark again, as we saw earlier in the quarter with Shelby Butler and Katie Garish getting down low shots. Really would be nice to have Corey Stout shoot a couple threes here, cut the lead back down.
Missed the foul shot. Pettis trying to grab the rebound, lost it out of bounds, and the Knights will get the basketball trailing by 4. Teresa Murray into the game. Down low to Barnes, and she scores to make it 47-45. A great pass by Angel Tuisavura. Knights within 2. Harrisburg breaks the pressure. Two-point lead for Penn State Harrisburg. Pass inside to Pettis, and she's going to be called a foul from behind. Suava will pick that one up. And that'll be her second foul. That's going to send Pettis to the foul line. It was the 15th foul, so she'll get a 1-on-1 out of this. And she connects on the first foul shot to make it 48-45. Butler will check back in for Suava. Jada Pettis, the sophomore, 6 foot, from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And she missed it. The rebound on the floor. Stout is able to grab it. Cross court to Ballum. Now back to the left to Tui Severa. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Down to 15. Inside to Barnes. Barnes to Ballum. Drives, shoots, and she's fouled. And Brindy Ballum driving to the basket, picking up the contact, and she'll shoot 2 foul shots with 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Really a lot of contact here in this game, as we've seen a lot of bodies hit the deck.
And a miss there keeps the deficit at 3. Now Sualva will check back into the game for the Knights, replacing Butler. And Gamby also in to replace Stout. Knights think he's going to be trying to get some more turnovers in the final minute of this third quarter as Ballum connects in the foul shot to make it 48-46. Knights set up their defense, looking for a turnover. Brown's got it. Up court to Mattis. Amy's open, doesn't take the jump shot. He'll back it out. Harrisburg working the clock a little bit, and there's a pass knocked away by Suava. It is picked up by Suava. She'll bring it up court to Gamby. Great pass to Tui Severa. Scores. And it's all even again at 48. And there's going to be the ball's almost out of bounds. It is out of bounds. Last touch by Himmler. Turnover for Harrisburg, and now the Knights have a chance to actually take the lead at the end of this third quarter, which is 9.9 seconds to go.
This is going to be really big here for Southern Virginia. Really needing to get that lead going into the final quarter.
Malia Dye will check in for the Knights. Here we go, final few seconds of the third quarter. Tui Severa will shoot the jumper, no good. And that will be the end of the third quarter. All even here at the end of 3 quarters, Nash. It's 48-48, Southern Virginia and Penn State Harrisburg all even at 48. Again, the Knights trailed by 8 at halftime, so they have to feel pretty good about that third quarter, making up an 8-point lead for Harrisburg, and all even going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Southern Virginia outscoring Penn State Harrisburg 20-12 there in the third quarter, as we saw kind of a weak quarter from the Knights in the second quarter, only scoring 9 points. Really coming back strong there in the third quarter, cutting it down and getting at least a tie game going in, as we saw kind of towards the end of the third quarter. It kind of started to look like the Lions might take the lead back.
If you look at the rebounding edge, it's still pretty heavily favoring Penn State Harrisburg, but then again, Penn State Harrisburg now has 27 turnovers for the game.
Yeah, those 27 turnovers have really hurt Penn State, as we've seen. Southern Virginia scoring 20 points off those turnovers. And mostly those turnovers come from Penn State trying to get those cross-court passes, and Southern Virginia just in the right place at the right time, getting a hand on the ball and knocking it away.
And so we are ready to go. Fourth quarter action. A huge game today for the Knights. 4-7 in the conference. Tied with Frostburg. Tied for the 6th spot. Of course, only the top 6 make the conference tournament. So a big home game today for the Knights as they try to pick up their 5th conference win of the year. Penn State Harrisburg 1-10 of the conference. They're just playing for pride, more or less. They played tough today. They had an 8-point halftime lead, though, and right now we start the fourth quarter all even. Pass down low to Janelle Brown, working on Barnes. And they call her for a foul. Brown is called for the foul, really initiating the contact, pushing into Alexis Barnes, and Browns picks up her second foul. First team foul against Penn State Harrisburg here in the fourth quarter.
Such a really good break there for Southern Virginia. Now they just need to capitalize off this big-time turnover.
And Barnes will try a three. Good! The Knights take the lead, 51-48.
And you can see in Barnes' walk, she has a little swagger in her walk.
Now we'll see what the Lions can do, down by 3 points. It's Dulce with the ball. Off to Brown. Amy gave up her dribble. Shot clock at 5. Over to Pettis. Pettis lost the ball out of bounds. Turnover for Penn State Harrisburg.
And this is the kind of spark that Southern Virginia needs, hopefully, to take this game away in the fourth quarter to get this win in the Capital Athletic Conference, which will really push them closer to getting that playoff spot.
Ballum out of control, lost the ball. It's picked up by Harrisburg. And almost a steal by Gamby. And a foul's going to be called on Butler from behind. That'll be her third foul. Garish already has 4 fouls. Now Butler has just picked up her third.
That'd be a big loss if we lost either Katie Garish or Shelby Butler, as they are definitely big key roles here.
And now Ballum has just picked up a foul, a reach-in foul. And suddenly the Knights have quickly 2 team fouls. You never know, in a game like this, it might come down to free throw shooting. Mattis works it across the timeline. Mattis driving to the basket. Ballum steals the ball. Up court to Ballum. And she is called for a travel. A little out of control, and it results in a turnover. And so the ball now goes back over to Penn State Harrisburg.
Seems to be a lot of traveling calls here in this game, more than usual.
5 on the floor right now for the Knights. Stout, Barnes, Gamby, Olson, and Butler. 51-48. Knights on top by 3. And a steal by Gamby. Gamby up court in a hurry. Off to Olson. Missed the shot. Rebound to the Knights. Barnes to Gamby. And she can't score. Another rebound to the Knights. Barnes grabs it. And they're going to call jump ball possession arrow. Coach Roberts, I think she was thinking there was a foul in there. Fortunately, the jump ball possession arrow will favor the Knights, so they're going to get the basketball. I would say, Nash, it's fair to say on that last play, they really were letting them play.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact right there. These refs being pretty loose here in this game. We've seen a lot of contact, not a lot of fouls called, though, on the contact.
Butler can't get the shot to go. It rimmed out. Tough miss there for Butler, and I don't know where Janelle Brown was throwing that ball. She threw it right to her coach up court. She was trying to maybe get it out of the defensive end into the offensive end with a fast break, and she just threw it basically to the sideline.
Yeah, coach wasn't very happy with that one, as you saw him kind of smash that ball down, but this is right where Southern Virginia needs to capitalize off this turnover.
With the pass down low, stolen away by Penn State Harrisburg. Now, this time the possession arrow is going to favor Harrisburg, so they're going to get it with the Knights on top here by 3. Mattis will work it up court. Here's Rachel Miller. Doesn't take the jump shot, passes down low and threw it away. Threw it to Stout. Stout gets it on the turnover. Ahead to Gamby. Gamby, jump shot on the way. It's up and no good. There's Barnes with another rebound. And Gamby had it, lost it out of bounds. And they're going to call foul, though, on Rachel Miller of Harrisburg. And so the Knights are still going to have the basketball as Ballum checks in for Olson.
One big stat here for Southern Virginia. That's their 16th steal here in the game. we saw last game against Trinity. We also had a lot of steals breaking the 20 mark. Hopefully, we might see that again here in this game.
So the Knights have a 3-point lead with 7:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Knights, with this 51-48 lead, they're continuing to try to force the action defensively, trying to force as many turnovers. Penn State Harrisburg has had their opportunities, but they just continue to have a lot of turnovers now, 32 turnovers for the game.
Yeah, those turnovers have really hurt them. Really, they're just, we can't stress enough, it's just the bad passes, really. Being pretty careless with the ball, it seems like.
Got to be frustrating to Ross Patrick, the head coach of Harrisburg. Again, a lot of these turnovers, as you were saying, Nash, they're not really always when there's a lot of defensive pressure in your face. It's just poor choices.
Really, that's all it is trying to get the cross-court passes, because Southern Virginia is putting so much pressure on them. They don't know what to do. They panic, and all they see is players down the court, and all they think is to throw it up. And luckily, Southern Virginia's there to tip the ball away.
So here we go. Knights with a 3-point lead in the ball. Trying to hit a big basket to pull away a little bit. Still lots of time left in this fourth quarter. Got Ballum out there along with Butler, Barnes, Gamby, and Stout. Stout will trigger the inbounds pass. It comes inside to Barnes. Now Gamby with it across the lane. Over to Ballum. Almost shot the three. Stout over to Barnes. Barnes drives, shoots, and scores.
Barnes picking up her 13th point here in the game, being the leading scorer. Such a good play, cutting through the double team.
Now the Knights lead by 5. Drive to the basket, missed on the layup attempt by Kosovac, the freshman. Knights have a 5-point lead in the basketball. Trying to pick up her 12th win of the season. And more importantly, the conference victory as Stout with an air ball, but there's Ballum with the rebound. And the jump ball possession arrow this time will favor the Knights. Amy checking back in along with Pettis for Harrisburg. And now Garish with 4 fouls back into the game for the Knights. So she did sit a lot of the third quarter and a few minutes here in the fourth quarter.
This is going to be really tough for Garish here. Having those 4 fouls, she won't be able to play her aggressive defense and offense as she'd like to.
Inbound to Garish. Ball knocked away. It's picked up by Barnes. Pass to Gamby. Turnaround jumper. Left it short. Knocked out of bounds. And it looks like it's going to be Knights basketball with 6:17 to go. Inbounds pass will come outside to Corey Stout. Knights with a 5-point lead, looking for a big basket. Inside to Garish, hook shot no good. And Garish over the back just picked up her 5th foul, trying to grab the rebound. Katie Garish, a tough miss there, and she also just picked up her 5th foul, so she's out of the game. And Butler will check in to replace her. .6:01 to go, 53-48. A 5-point lead here for Southern Virginia. And they continue to go with that backcourt pressure. Now we'll see if Harrisburg can hit a big shot. Steal by Gamby. All the way. And she scores. It looked like there was contact. It also looked like Gamby walked with the basketball. No traveling call, no foul call. Layup is good, and the Knights have a 7-point lead.
Really,
now the Knights are in control of this game right now.
That's really a good break for them, getting a big lead here.
Amy with the ball outside to Mattis. Harrisburg desperately needs a basket. And Mattis will try a 3. It's no good. Rebound, Amy's got it, throws it over to Dulce. and back to Mattis. But right now, Harrisburg is really struggling on offense. They've only scored 12 points in the second half. They have yet to score here in the fourth quarter. And Amy drives and gets loose for a layup. I believe that's their first basket of the fourth quarter. Ballum's open for a jumper, hits it!
Such a big-time shot there by Ballum, taking this lead even bigger.
58-50. Rindy Ballum with a big jumper. The other way, pass inside. Dulce missing the jumper, missed it again. And finally getting the basket to make it 58-52. Ballum the other way in a hurry. She pulls it up, gives it over to Stout. Knights work the clock a little bit. 6-point lead. Butler on a drive up the right side, missed the shot, and no foul called again. A lot of contact out there. And now Harrisburg breaking the other way. Ball knocked out of bounds by Butler, and she almost saved it from going out, but it's going to be Harrisburg basketball.
Butler really wanted that foul on her down low on the court. She thought there was a little more contact drawn than the refs.
.355 to go. 58-52. Knights on top here by 6.
Knights shooting 6 of 16 from the three-point line. Not the best, but still not the worst. Doing better than Penn State Harrisburg as they're shooting 5 of 18.
Inbounds.
Which really might pay off.
Brown's got it. And she'll fire a 3. And it is up and no good. A rebound to Penn State Harrisburg, and they almost were able to get the rebound to go. Rebound shot missed, but there was a foul, and so Madison Himmler, the sophomore, will go to the foul line to shoot 2. Tui Severa picked up that foul.
What's really nice about having players like Janelle Brown for Penn State Harrisburg is having those 4 and 5 players be able to shoot from beyond the arc. Making it kind of, you never know really what's going to happen. They can play down low, they can play outside.
Missed it on the foul shot. Rebound, Dulce. I believe we got a foul called inside, and I think Suava will pick that one up. So Dulce will go to the foul line. 58-53. Got the first one to go, 58-54. Barnes going to check back in along with Ballum.
Knights really going to need to be careful now with the fouls being in the bonus. Now, for every foul, Penn State Harrisburg will go to the line.
Got them both, 58-55. Right now a 3-point lead for the Knights. Knights going to need a big basket. Still anybody's ball game right now. Olsen hits from outside.
Olsen with that left-handed jumper.
Almost a steal by the Knights. Amy gets it up court in a hurry to Himmler. Knocked away by Tui Severa out of bounds. Knights playing good defense. It'll be Penn State Harrisburg basketball with 20 on the shot clock and 3:24 to go in the game. Inbounds pass to Mattis, and she is fouled by Ballum, and she'll shoot 2 foul shots. So Ballum has her second foul. Two shots coming here. Mattis missing the first one. Now the lead for the Knights is at 4. Southern Virginia, Olsen hitting again. A big shot there for the Knights by Abby Olsen. Earlier, Nash, it was Barnes. Now it was Olsen. There's a steal by Barnes, and she couldn't get the layup to go. Almost gave the Knights an 8-point lead.
Abby Olsen just picked up her 11th point. Such a good shot there. Tough that Alexis Barnes was unable to come away with that layup off that steal.
3 seconds is the call on Dulce inside. She spent a lot of time inside the lane. They found her for a pass, Nash, that would have been an easy layup, and before she got the layup attempt off, they called her for 3 seconds.
Yeah, Barnes picking up the 18th steal here for Southern Virginia tonight, making it the 35th turnover for Penn State Harrisburg. Knights really put a lot of pressure on them tonight.
Knights have a 6-point lead. Long jumper outside, no good. Dulce grabbing the rebound, gets it off to Amy. Knights leading by 6. Amy passing inside to Dulce, outside to Janelle Brown for a jumper, and she connects for a 3-pointer to make it 62-59. That's her second 3 of the ball game, and now suddenly Harrisburg has closed the lead down to 3. How will the Knights respond? They look inside for Barnes. Instead, they go back over to the right to Stout. Stout to Gambee. Now Butler near the foul line. Olsen will drive to the basket, shooting and scoring.
Such a good play there by Abby Olsen, getting the finger roll.
64-59. Southern Virginia trying to get a turnover. Pass inside to Pettis, outside to Madison. She's going to shoot a 3-pointer. It's no good, though, and the rebound to Barnes as the Knights have a 5-point lead now in the ball. Barnes trying to go all the way, passes down low to Gambee, and she scores.
Such a good play there for Southern Virginia, taking this lead up to 7.
66-59. You know, it looked like Janelle Brown for Harrisburg was trying to foul on purpose because they've got fouls to give. Harrisburg only has 2 team fouls, but no foul was called. The Knights were able to break it up court and get the easy layup, and now suddenly the Knights have a 7-point lead with 1:15 to go.
Abby Olsen and Alexis Barnes both having 13 points here in the game. Really have had a big game for them here in the second half. As we've seen Abby Olsen just shot after shot just going in. She was unable to connect on a 3-pointer, which really would have taken this lead up to 10.
Defensive effort by the Knights in the second half, tremendous. They've only allowed 23 points in the second half after 36 for Harrisburg in the first half. So here we go, 1:15 to go. The Knights by 7. Game's not over yet, but it's getting closer. Harrisburg inbounding. They need to score, and they need to score in a hurry. Mattis up court to Amy. Drives for the layup. Doesn't get it to go. And the rebound of the Knights. Stout up court is fouled by Brown. That's just the 3rd team foul on Harrisburg, so they still have a couple more fouls to give before the Knights will go to the foul line.
I think if you're Coach Roberts right now, I would think you'd want to get the ball either in Alexis Barnes' hands or Abby Olsen, as they've really been on a hot streak.
Another foul there, this one by Mattis. Just a 14 foul, so still not a shooting situation for the Knights. Not yet in the 1-on-1. The next foul will send to the foul line for a 1-on-1. Knights will have a chance here, Nash, to really salt away this victory from the foul line. Stout looking to inbound the ball. Gets it to Gambee, she's fouled, and she'll go to the foul line for a 1-on-1.
And this is where Gamby really needs to shine right now. She's had a really good game herself.
And she misses the first one. On a 1-on-1, 2 shots. And she missed the first one. Still one more shot to come here for Jamila Gamby. Chance for her to give the Knights an 8-point lead, and she does. 67-59. And a timeout taken by Harrisburg with 56.9 seconds left. And now Southern Virginia on top, 67-59. The turnovers really mounting here in the second half for Penn State Harrisburg. They now have 35 turnovers for the game.
Yeah, that's really hurt Penn State here in this game. One thing they've had going for them, though, is the rebounds just keep stacking up.
43-24 edge for Penn State Harrisburg.
Which really, they're pretty even with 22 offensive rebounds and 21 defensive rebounds, where Southern Virginia is only at 10 offensive rebounds and 14 defensive rebounds.
So obviously a key category stat right there, 18 steals for the Knights.
Which the Knights have really thrived off the past 2 games, it seemed. As we said earlier, Trinity last game had over 20 steals.
Yeah.
And now having close to 20 steals with 18. I think Southern Virginia plays really well defense with that full court pressure that Coach Roberts has out on the court.
Pass comes in, Butler with another steal. 19 steals for the Knights. And a foul. The Knights have a chance again here to salt this game away from the foul line with just 51 seconds to go. Janelle Brown just picked up her 4th foul. Corey Stout to the foul line. Got the first one to go. The Knights now lead by 9. They trailed by 8 at halftime. Missed that shot. Rebound, Bolse. 49 seconds to go. Amy will shoot a 3. It's no good. And the rebound to Brown. Now Miller will shoot a 3. It's no good. And Gamby had the rebound, lost it out of bounds. A lot of contact, no foul called.
Really surprising there again. A lot of contact drawn, but refs really not thinking anything of it.
So Harrisburg will have the ball with just 35.8 seconds left. Inbounds to Mattis. Jumper on the way. Good. 3-pointer to make it 68-62 with 33 seconds to go. And Stout is fouled. Amy just picked up her 2nd foul. And Stout will go to the foul line. Well, right now, Nash, if the Knights can hit their foul shots, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, Stout shooting 4 of 11 from the field.
Connecting
now,
on that foul shot.
Picking up her 13th point right there. Looking to become the leading scorer if she makes this basket right here.
And she connects on another foul shot to make it an 8-point lead. Now another timeout taken by Penn State Harrisburg with just 30 seconds to go and an 8-point lead for the Knights. Again, they trailed by 8 at halftime.
Really, this point spread has been pretty crazy. The first quarter, Southern Virginia going up to 19-17, but then kind of having a tough second quarter, only scoring 9 points, and coming back with a strong third quarter, coming back with 20 points to 12 points for Penn State Harrisburg, and having another solid fourth quarter, outscoring Penn State Harrisburg 22-14.
So with 30 seconds to go, the Knights have again a chance here to really put this game away from the foul line, and what a big win this would be for the Knights. They would improve to 5-7 of the conference. They would also pick up their 12th win of the year. Still 30 seconds to go. Brown down low, got free. Barnes blocked the shot, and Brown scores on the follow-up shot to make it 70-64. Gamby is fouled by Amy, and Gamby will go the other way to shoot foul shots.
Jamila Gamby having 12 points right now, looking to pick up her 13th, which would be the fourth player to have 13 or more points here in the game, with Corey Stout with 14, Abby Olsen with 13, Alexis Barnes with 13.
Gamby missing that first one more to go. If she can hit this, it would be 3 possessions needed for Harrisburg, barring any fouls. That one's too strong. Rebound to Brown. Ahead to Amy with 20 seconds to go. Amy trying to go all the way. Layup, good, and she is fouled, and a chance at a 3-point play, and suddenly that 6-point lead has a chance to be cut all the way down to 3 points. Butler trying to stop Amy, picked up her 4th foul. Darris is already fouled out. And Amy will try to complete the 3-point play and pull her team to within 3 with just 16 seconds to go. And she missed the foul shot. Butler with a big rebound. And a foul was called with 13 seconds to go. That was a huge miss of a foul shot. And now the lead is 4, which means it's 2 possessions, barring a foul by the Knights. And Butler's got a chance, not necessarily Nance to put this game away with these foul shots, but she can go a long way to having the Knights pick up the victory if she can make these foul shots right here.
Yeah, Butler not having a lot of points in this game, but still being a pretty key player as she picks up her 7th point. She's worked really well down low here in the second half, as we didn't see a lot of down low game. In the first half, we saw a lot more from beyond the arc, and Butler really coming through here in the second half, helping Southern Virginia pull the lead away.
And she got them both, 72-66. Another timeout taken by Harrisburg. And what has to happen here, all in 13 seconds, Harrisburg has to get it down court, probably hit a 3-pointer, and either get a turnover or a steal, and then hit another 3 just to tie the game up. So the Knights are, one thing they don't want to do, you got to figure Harrisburg is going to try for a 3-pointer. You do not want to foul.
Yeah, and right now, Penn State Harrisburg's best 3-point shooter right now is Laurel Amy, going 2 of 4 from the 3-point line, having 16 points. Shanique Mattis, though, having 17 points here in the game, being the leading scorer out of both teams. If you're Penn State, I think that's one of those 2 girls are who you want to give the ball to.
Unless they can find Janelle Brown, who's got a couple of 3s too.
Janelle Brown being the leading 3-point shooter for Penn State Harrisburg, averaging about 2.5 threes a game, which being at the 4 and the 5 spot, pretty key for Penn State Harrisburg.
Well, if Harrisburg does not make a 3 and the Knights get the rebound, this game pretty much should be over. We'll see if the Knights defensively can avoid any fouls. And we'll see if the Lions can get a 3-pointer. Brown's going to try it. Blocked by Barnes. And that should be the ball game. Stout will bring it up court and work off the clock. And the Knights are going to win this basketball game 72-66 over Penn State Harrisburg.
What a great game for Southern Virginia as they get this Capital Athletic Conference win, helping them push more into the playoff spot. Such a great game from Corey Stout and Abby Olsen, Alexis Barnes, and Jamila Gamby, all above 10 points. But also having a really good game from Katie Garish and Shelby Butler down low, as we didn't see them a lot in the first half.
And so the Knights pick up their 5th win of the conference, 5-7 of the conference, and now 12-7 on the season. And that was a huge victory once again for the Knights. And Corey Stout will be joining Nash here in just a couple of seconds here on the post-game show.
So we're joined here now with Corey Stout. Corey, you being the leading scorer here in this game with 14 points. What was going through your mind there in the last couple seconds? You know, it was getting really close down there. What do you think was going through your team's mind?
I think we just think we needed to get stops and close out the game, because this game really meant a lot to us, because it's one of the games we needed to get into the CAC tournament, and it will really help us. And so we just needed someone to step up and be the leader, the calm leader that we needed. So.
Yeah, really, that helps you guys move into the kind of a better fight into the Capital Athletic Conference playoffs. Now, with this big win here against Penn State Harrisburg, what is the team thinking going in facing Marymount on Wednesday, being the best team in the conference with an 11-0 record? Really, you guys have a chance to shock the conference. What do you think is going to be a big thing for that game?
So they're a tough team, but you know, we've shown to be able to play with those tough teams as long as we play our game and push the tempo, and everyone knows that we press the whole game. So there's not many teams that can do that. So I feel like if we can really shock them, then we'll have a good chance.
Yeah, so I'm joined here by Corey Stout, who shot 3 threes in the first quarter. That was amazing, going big time. Really great game.
Thank you.
We're going to hand the headset over to Coach Roberts and Jim. We'll hand those over right now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So again, final score here. The Knights a big winner, 72-66. And after we've got the final numbers, and again, 19 steals for the Knights. That was just huge.
Yeah, those 19 steals really helped out with Penn State Harrisburg committing 36 turnovers, which really helped Southern Virginia get points, 28 points off those turnovers, which have really helped them in this game.
And we look down the final numbers for the points for the Knights, and as you mentioned earlier, really good balanced scoring. The Knights had 4 players in double figures.
Yeah, that was really good for them. Also having Jamila Gamby having 6 steals, another 6-steal game. She had 6 steals last game. Big-time defense from her, which was really nice. And Corey Stout also having those 3 3-pointers in the first quarter. And Alexis Barnes having a pretty big game as well.
You look at some of the other stats. The Knights shot the ball pretty well in the second half overall. Yeah, they trailed by 8 points at halftime.
Yeah, and that was really tough. I think Coach Roberts must have had some pretty good words to say to her team as they came out strong on like a 8-0 run, I think is what it was. They came back and tied the game.
9 of 15 in the third quarter. Again, they trailed 36-28 at halftime. And that run to start the third quarter really helped make a difference. It really helped turn this game around.
And it really did. This was a really good game for Southern Virginia as it pushes them to 5-7 in the conference. Really going to be good for them to get that playoff spot for the Capital Athletic Conference playoffs. Now really just hoping that Frostburg State hopefully loses today, which will give them that 5th spot, maybe in Salisbury, so they can get tied for 4th.
And we might have a chance, obviously, during this upcoming men's game between Southern Virginia and Harrisburg to get some score updates along the way for the Frostburg women. They came in tied with Southern Virginia at 4-7 in the conference. Now, the Knights are 5-7 in the conference, and Frostburg is playing today, but they're not playing until 4 o'clock. And obviously, if they lose that game, then the Knights are all by themselves in 6th place.
Yeah, the conference goes right now. Marymount in first, Christopher Newport sitting at that 2nd spot. York and Mary Washington tied for 4th right now. Salisbury sitting in that 5th spot. Southern Virginia tied for 6th. But now getting that win, which will push them to get, if Salisbury loses, that'll make them tied for 5th.
And this is a big win, especially when you consider the fact that a very tough customer is coming in here next Wednesday in Marymount. Marymount undefeated going into today's action in women's basketball in the Capital Athletic Conference.
Yeah, as we heard Corey Stout tell us, they're a tough team as being 11-0, but really she thinks that they can pull this game away and have a chance to shock the conference.
And we mentioned this, I think, back in the first quarter of that women's contest, how Corey Stout was just looking to shoot the basketball more than maybe in the past games.
Yeah, Corey Stout being the leading scorer. She didn't even have a point last game, having 0 points last game, coming out hot too. 3 3-pointers in the first quarter.
So when you look ahead, I guess, for the Knights, they've got a big one coming up on Wednesday at Marymount, and then they go on the road for a couple of games, and they still have 2 more home games coming up in February against St. Mary's and Wesley. As we looked at the standings, both those teams were beneath them going into the action today. So again, as we talked about going into the game with Harrisburg today, the Knights really control their own destiny, the women do, as to whether or not they're going to be able to make the Capital Conference tournament. If they can win their home games, they stand a pretty good chance of going all the way and getting into the tournament.
Yeah, and these next games are really going to be crucial as we have Marymount again on Wednesday here at home, which then will go on a 2-game road trip to York and Christopher Newport, which both those teams being in the top 3 of the conference, which are going to be pretty tough games, but games that Southern Virginia can win.
So that's going to wrap things up here in game number 1 from the Knight Sports Arena. Again, don't forget we've got men's basketball coming up in about 20 minutes between Penn State, Harrisburg, and Southern Virginia. So make sure you join us for that in about 20 minutes or so. But congratulations to the Southern Virginia women picking up the big victory today, 72-66 over Penn State, Harrisburg. The Knights now 12-7 on the season overall, and just as important, they are now 5-7 overall in the Capital Athletic Conference. Again, a big victory tonight for the Southern Virginia women. They defeat Penn State Harrisburg 72-66. Thanks again for joining us, everyone, today for Knights women's basketball from the Knight Sports Arena. And don't forget the men's game is coming up in about 20 minutes or so.